Susan is, made the motion to approve the agenda with the correction.
I'll make that.
David has seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Agenda is passed. Approval for the minutes of the July 21st monthly meeting. Had a chance to read through those.
I make a motion that we accept the minutes for the July 21st meeting as presented.
Second.
I'll second it.
A motion to approve the July 21st regular meeting minutes. Susan, seconded by Ron. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Accepted. Approval for the July 29th special meeting minutes.
I'll make a motion to accept the July 29th special meeting minutes also.
Second.
Motion by Susan to accept the July 29th special meeting minutes as posted. Seconded by Neil. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passes. Okay. You have it signed? Time now for property owner discussion. Please hold it for 3 minutes. And, motion to for 3 minutes.
Baker, 115 East Lakeshore Drive. So good evening. Before we get started, business, I'd like to read this out to you. As you know, I've been doing some research, and I'm concerned with finance. We've always known that city commissioners allow for non-assessing tax and so-called.
Here you are. Here
Sorry. So we've always known that city commissioners has allowed for not assessing the tax and so-called reserve properties owned by an individual or company. And now it appears the commissioners are extending this privilege to other lots and parcels purchased in the same company in bulk to the tune of over 500 since December of 2024. 300, roughly about $300,000 in taxes. My research on the Fulton County side.
Raise up.
So my research on the Fulton County side has determined that none of these lots purchased from the Commissioner of State Lands will send a letter demanding Cvsid taxes, although like other partial purchases by others. These letters that were sent out threatened the new owners for foreclosure if they did not pay. And the verbiage also stated that, and I quote, "Please be advised that the state will not allow us to forgive delinquent city assessments. The Suburban Improvement District will be initiating a foreclosure suit against all lots that have delinquent assessments, and these lots will be included in that action. In order to keep your properties from foreclosure, please remit payment to the Suburban Improvement District, blah, blah, blah." End quote. Also, I found that many parcels either had SID assessment reduced from $3,400 to $21, and even no SID assessment at all. Who owns these? ALC, and it amounts sizable loss of Cvsid tax to us. As per Arkansas code, and I've written down there for you, says shall be assessed upon all real property. The other Arkansas code I references tax levy shall be a lien upon all the real property in the district. None of that, I mean, pay attention here because it says all, not some, not reserved, and not privilege, and not one, who we like, it says all. Let me remind you for this next Arkansas code, it speaks to commissioners not being allowed, which states, no matter of the board shall be liable, no member of the board shall be liable for any damages unless it shall be made clear that he has acted with a corrupt and malicious intent. Now that you guys know this, it's up to you to act on it. So my questions are, were you as commissioner aware that no attempt to collect back state tax from ALC or owners has been happening?
Time's up.
I'll give you copies for it at the end, give you a copy for it.
Okay, thank you, David. Anybody else?
Tony, I wanted to make sure that Mr. Kruger had done adequate research on the Arkansas statutes, because the ones that you identified, and I'd like to have you identify them again for my edification, because I think they're missing something.
Which one?
The Arkansas statutes that you talked about that would be
Arkansas Code 14-92-22, or 2228.
14-92.
A-9.
That's where I think you've missed the point, and I think if you will go back and continue to do some additional research, you will see that Arkansas Code 1492-232 and 1494-122 are appropriate here. So please go back and look at that and continue to do research, because I think you might be missing a bit of a point here.
Well, yeah, I'll go back and look that up.
Again, I want you to go back before you come back to this board and make sure that you really got your attorney to look at those statutes, because I think you may need one.
I don't think so.
What was it? 1492, what was it?
1492-228, A1, and then 1492-228B, 1492-201-2C. I've got them highlighted up.
No, but I'm fairly intimate with an awful lot of those activities, because I've been working with our state senator for quite a while to make sure that they are appropriate and that we are not being.
Right, but none of the law provides for reserve.
Okay.
You've already talked a little bit about it being against the law.
Gentlemen, let's not, we're not going to get into debate on this right now. Any other property owners? Any other ones? Okay, with that. Okay. Paul, okay, Paul.
For Mr. Kruger, I'd like to know what the intent of the objective is on presenting it to the commissioners today.
Start charging them back taxes like everybody else.
Okay.
That's
Now we
my,
talk
that's
about
my
that separately.
Well, I think he owes it to you guys to say what the intent is, but this way he's paper on the table.
Thank you, Paul. That's what I really wanted to see from Mr. Kruger when I reviewed what I saw and when I talked to the state legislature and the folks and the attorney general.
Well, let's revisit that for the next project. There's a project going up to next, so we can keep on with our business. You got a GM update? Is there anybody else, first of all? No? All right. Gentleman's update, Betsy?
I've had communications with Ms. Rhonda concerning the benches. They still haven't arrived yet, but I was not at the June meeting to understand the response responsibility that you want us to take in the installation of those benches as city employees. So if y'all could just clarify that for me. I think the benches are due to be coming in this week, and hopefully on Friday we would have access to them. But that would be us picking them up, us taking them there, us doing the installation. What's the extent that you want us to do that?
Ron can address that.
That's an excellent point.
Ron, he has an answer.
That's an excellent point. We are actually supporting Ms. Moore and this wonderful addition to the park and the waterfall area within Cherokee. They're going to deliver the benches tomorrow. We're going to store them in my garage, and then we'll ask for some support from Cvsid employees and volunteers to move those down to the park. The benches that we have currently are getting old, and these will absolutely enhance the quality of what we have at the park.
Okay, and I believe your question was, what is the installation process?
What's the extent that you want my employees to be involved in this?
Yes.
And as far as the benches at the park, we've recently replaced the wood on the benches that were there. So this is going to be installing additional benches.
And I would really like to say something.
Go ahead.
I was at the June meeting, y'all
Right.
were at the courthouse still, and the note said that Ms. Rondo was gonna take care of the expense of everything, it wasn't gonna cost us anything. And we had the offer of a concrete guy, which I was told I misunderstood, so we struck that. But at that time, we thought maybe, and then we could cover, because we don't, our city employees are pretty much covered up doing Cvsid stuff. And the benches are a wonderful idea. Rhonda and I have had some little discussion about that, love them, but we don't have the resources to move them or install them. And at the June meeting, Rhonda understood that.
No, she didn't.
That is not my understanding, Ms. Jett, that she would purchase the benches and Sid would assume the delivery, if you will, at the park with foundation points and installation.
I don't know, sir, that's not what
What do you
the.
mean by foundation points?
Either concrete or some form, because the benches that were there before you elected to put wood on them were really in piss poor shape.
So Ron, they are a metal frame bench that we replaced the seats on. That was what was an affordable.
I'm aware of what you've
And I
done.
don't have to ask for permission to do maintenance.
Okay, hold on, stop. We understand that, we do understand that. The point was, we have made a vote on replacing these benches with Rhonda Moore's benches. We voted on it unanimously to have them installed somehow. We just need to look back on on that video to see what exactly was voted on. Because I know I came in on the tail end of it,
I did too.
and you did too, so, I mean, we need to look back, we need to look back to see on the video what exactly the vote was for, okay?
So I was at the meeting and took the notes,
Right.
and we approved the notes, and Ms. Rhonda was going to, and the cost of it was going to be Rhonda's.
Okay, that was, I remember that at the meeting before, that when we came in at the last meeting in June, that's what I'm saying, I want to verify, I need to verify from the video what exactly what was said, what the motion
There
was.
was going to be no expense to Sid.
So,
I'm not sure that's exactly what I remember either, but that's why I said I would like to see the video to make sure we have what it says, that's all.
may I speak?
Yes, ma'am.
So what I have spoken with Ms. Rhonda about at this point is as soon as those arrive, there's going to be some installation instructions that comes with them. She's going to tear it off the package and bring it to us, and we're going to look at it and see what it's really going to entail. In my mind, I thought it needed the concrete platform. She thinks it will just be the legs that would be installed, which would be much easier. And the other two benches would be nice additional benches to the park. There's plenty of room to add benches. We don't have to take something out to put new ones for, to add 2 more to it. And that's what it is, 2 more benches. So,
Would that satisfy?
What I am concerned is I thought that the commissioners voted to do one thing, and now it's being changed without our agreement. So if that's the way the commissioners
So
want to do it, then I will vote to do that, because I want to see those benches enhance the area around the park. And I believe it's a great tribute to the property owners of Cherokee Village.
Would you like to make a motion to just make those additional benches? So
was
you gotta make a
it your
motion.
intent that we were gonna take the other benches out?
That was the intent.
So digging up the
Hold on,
concrete?
that was just the intent, so we're working on something different now, so.
Let's just take and make a motion if we can
All right.
to install the benches in addition to the work that's been done without our approval as commissioners.
I'm not sure.
What work is that?
What we're doing now? So, you want to just add the benches and leave the ones that
Let's
are there?
just make a motion to add the benches
all
and see
benches.
what needs to happen and have SID foot the bill.
Do you have a second to that? No? I don't have a second. So what would you like to see, other commissioners? What do you want to do?
I'm at a loss because we originally agreed. Rhonda was gonna put them in, pay for it, and now we're getting this and that. I mean, Betsy can fix our benches that are there cheaper. I love Rhonda's idea of having benches. Let's get them in and get it done. That's all I have to say.
Susan, anything?
Shut me down about.
I'm not shutting you down, I'm asking you, is there anything you'd like to know?
In the
about?
June meeting,
Right.
the people that were here, we made a motion to accept her gift of benches, a bench, and then we add to it, we did add to it, and that there would be no expense to the Suburban Improvement District. That's on the video, that's in the notes, and I don't see anything ambiguous about that, except that now people say that the video is wrong and the notes are wrong.
Do we have some volunteers that could work with the maintenance people to help install the benches? Could we have some volunteers that got the benches to the park? I see hands going up right here in the audience. That could help get the benches to the park, and then we could work together to get them installed?
Okay, let's get the directions and see what it'll entail. We've
Oh,
got
this-
enough stuff going on that we don't need to take on another bill, even if it's 25 bags of Quick Creek. We just need to pay attention to where we're spending our money.
All right, let's just do this one step at a time. First, we'll get the delivery, we'll get the instructions. We'll find out what it entails for the installation. Then we can take the next step as far as what needs to be done for installation and how we get it put in, and work with Rhonda on what all this is going to entail. And I'm going to leave another look at that video as well to verify what you said, because I believe, like I said, I just came on the tail end on the last vote for the 2 extra benches. So I need to look back to see exactly what was said on there too as well. And I believe Joe will be here next time too. Okay, so right now we're just going to get the delivery, get them up here to the thing, see what the installation looks like, and then go from there and see what we need to do after that. Okay? All right, financial updates.
January through June's financials, income statements have all been uploaded onto our website. Through May. June's are over here on the table for us today. You'll see on the website, you're going to have a retail, you're going to have a capital, and you're going to have a consolidated income and expense report. That kind of breaks down what we do with the golf shop, what we do with our capital funds that's sent over from the green seas and the memberships, and then our regular account that we pay 95% of the bills out of. We haven't had those current in a couple of months, and so I just wanted to make sure they knew they were out anytime anyone has questions about financials, please feel free to email me or call me. I'll make the time and explain to you whatever we need to talk about.
Who's the firm that prepares this for us?
Well, we're working with Ballard, CPA firm.
That's right.
But they just help us with our journal entries and those type of things each month.
Okay. We talked before about audit, and is that still something we haven't been able to find somebody to do the audit? North Course update?
Since our last meeting, we have brought in a company to help assist us with the North Course. We took on quite a bit of damage from the flood, but we've also had some turf issues that have been, each year have gotten a little bit worse. So at this point, we're gonna be able to, or we're gonna have to bring in someone more than just our regular crew that does our day-to-day maintenance. They actually started this week. So they'll start with evaluating all the irrigation, the different chemicals we're gonna need. The fourth green is gonna be torn out and have to be redone here at the North Course. There's several things that by the next month's meeting, we'll be able to put in writing with cost, but they are on the ground and they started today.
Okay. Now, I contacted you about the North Course, the maintenance road up there. I wasn't able to go out and meet with them because I had to go out of town, but, is there a time that I can possibly, I know, is he injured right now though? Did he
He's
get
the
hurt?
gentleman who broke his leg
Yeah,
trying to
yeah,
finish
yeah.
the road. I believe he's back working. I'll be happy to give you the phone number and you
Okay.
can reach out to him.
All right, thank you.
Uh-huh.
Park at South as well, so we have an update on that.
I think everyone has seen where the judge made the decision to allow the Parker and Southern's docks to stay at the extent to where they are today. I think that our attorneys put a statement out there that pretty much said it all. I think that there's a positive side to that. It was acknowledged that Sid has the rights to enforce the rules on the lake, and that I think in our bylaws going forward that we need to look at putting some more things in place to protect ourselves from having a situation arise again. I would also suggest that we look at possibly when a home sells and we have a dock that's out of compliance, that we relook at it at that time, and if there's an opportunity that those docks can be pulled back in, then we take those opportunities. But that would be something that would have to be put in the bylaws. It was not something that the judge wrote in his ruling.
Roof
I don't think
bids.
the word grandfather was used for them either.
For a sale of the place?
For Parker and Southern's, grandfather was not used in the terminology. So our attorney suggested that we put some tight words in our bylaws that would allow us to address those, not just those, but any docks that are extended out further when there's an opportunity that they can be brought back in. Not every dock would have that opportunity, but there are a few that might.
Okay.
The last thing I have for you is presented 3 bids. Well, actually, we went out for bids. We got 2 bids back on the 3 roofs. The first one in your packet should be the Lower Thunderbird Center. That was the one that we talked about 2 meetings ago of getting bids and putting the metal on those to match the other 2 green metal roofs there. That would finish off all 3 buildings. We had put new shingles on that roof in 22 from the hailstorm. So the insurance gave us the full amount of those shingles, which was $27,500. But our quote to include the flat part on that roof is $42,500. And the other company was,
Which one are we looking at here?
you're gonna look at the first one, on the first page, says roofs, 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 it's gonna say $42,555. On the front page, they were paper clipped together.
Okay, yeah. This one. All right.
And then behind it is the Sierra Group's quote, flat roof was another 9,500. So 86,000 versus 42,555. Roofs and Roofs is also the company that did the other two roofs for us.
Roofs and Sierras.
This very next page, see it has the pictures behind it?
And they've done work for us before, Toby.
Yeah.
They're also local. They only did the overhang here. This was CLK, same one that did Omaha Center. One side of that building has probably got 10 to 15 shingles hanging off of it, laying on the roof now.
We couldn't get a third.
I publicized this in the newspaper and advertised on the radio. These were the only two bids that I got. And I put it out there for 30 days. Well, which one?
Well, some of them are removing the plywood and softening stuff. One is,
Well, that might be the $40,000 difference.
there's a lot of stuff that they're,
I mean, there's no doubt that Sierra Group is a very professional company. I mean, their bid package is extremely nice. And when you get to my other two locations, they're not as far off from each other, but this one they are.
But when we put the shingles on in 22, did they have to replace any of the plywood or anything for the decking of the roof?
No.
Do you remember? I don't remember.
No, they didn't do it.
Okay.
And they didn't fix anything on the flat roof ever. All they did was the $27,000 worth of shingles.
How urgent? Someone spoke up.
Can I ask a question?
Ask a question? Yeah, go ahead, sir.
I was wondering, did both of them do side inspections, or both of them go walk on the roof and see which is what?
Yes, sir. I think that really the difference comes to a smaller local company versus a big company. With some really impressive bidding packages and overhead costs and a lot of that. I mean, I think that's what we see the difference in our big companies versus our local people. And the other two bids are a lot closer. This is the one that's really the furthest off from each other.
And we get how much? From
27,000.
27,000.
So 15,000 difference.
Question, how urgent is this?
That's leaking.
Okay, that's one, that's one. That's
Got wood floors, you've spent money on the inside.
one company seems to be doing a lot more replacing stuff and moving stuff.
The Sierra Group. Yeah.
I mean, there's moving all pipe jacks, like installing and foundation panel. New engine. So, rough, gonna put a warranty in it. The other company's got a 20-year warranty. installing, they're removing all the soffit, putting new soffit. And ordering plywood.
There's also, did you see number 3 on roofs? Number 3 on roofs. So additional layers of roofing to be hidden. Unresisting group layers, they want inspecting if it's found and tearing off to go or contact to discuss additional charge.
There's no tearing off.
Okay, that's just what they put in there, so.
I think it's on every one of them, it's just a statement that's on every one of their plates.
So they're gonna take the roofs, is just gonna take the skylights out, aren't they? The other one didn't say anything about this proposal.
This is,
Well, the skylights don't go all the way through to the inside, they're just part of what that black tar membrane roof that's up there.
What other ones has roof done for us besides the soffit and here?
They've just done the 2 roofs at the Thunderbird Center, which would be the upper building and the bathhouse, and then they've done the soffit here. And, I don't think we've done anything else with them. Thunderbird was the first roofs we've done with them. And we haven't had any problems. Took a little bit of time to get them started, but once they got started, they did a good job.
You know, that makes me very proud of you, Nancy, for the things that you've done there. And I gotta tell you why. A lot of the stuff that needed to be done was delayed and deferred. And in my experience working with industry, the more you abuse your equipment and use it up and not maintain it, the worse it gets for the people following on. And that's where we are. We're following on something that's trying to be fixed. And I've watched Betsy forgive me for pulling out her hair and trying to get some things done. And we're proud of it.
Thank you. Thank you.
I have a question.
scratch your head.
I have a question.
Entertain a question, go ahead with the question.
Yeah, I was wondering if we had, just, it just seems like we need to compare apples to apples. And if you had like a roofing contract, which probably is in place, that has all the items on it, instead of having to, say, well, does this one do the skylight, does this one not do the skylight? It'd be easier to compare.
So both were given the terms of what we were wanting, correct?
Exactly. The flat roof was leaking, it was obvious, there were spots that were up there that had sticks and limbs that had been shoved into them, so those were obvious that the flat roof needed to be replaced, and then we asked for the metal to be installed to match the other 2 buildings that were already existing. Now, every company is gonna get up there and they're gonna look to see what they can dig and find and, charge a little extra. That's part of that bidding process. I mean, it happens to us all. So I think this one being so far different is odd, but the other 2 that they bid on are very similar in price, and I think we can overkill in the Thunderbird and rebuild it, or we can put the metal roof on it and move on.
What I would like to suggest is we take a good look at these, give us a week's time, and get the warranties, because like Russ hasn't given us the warranty on anything.
That's a great point, Dave.
I think there's a warranty, it just isn't on our sheet, but I'll get with her.
One says manufacturer's warranty, one says a 20-year warranty. So I'm not quite sure I understand exactly, but that's normally a 10-year warranty when you say manufacturer's warranty.
We need to look these over, maybe.
All right, you want to go to the next one?
Sure.
The next one is the Omaha Center. Now, the Omaha Center, I've got a leak in that hallway in the lobby as you come in off the auditorium. We spent a lot of money on the auditorium over the last couple of years, getting all the equipment off the top, putting the pitch on it, adding the metal on there. But we knew that there were still 3 sections of flat roof out there on those buildings, and they mopped them with some adhesive and gave us a 5-year. Well, we're at 3 years and it's leaking. And the insurance company only gave us $1,870 because of the condition of the flat roof up there is in horrible condition. That holds water for weeks after every rain up there. So neither one of them came back with a price to do a patch job. They each came back with a price to repair the TPO, dispose of it and install new TPO and new boots. The boots are part of what the leaking of the problem is. One of them is 19105. Now, Sierra Group did say that they could put on some flashing and stuff for us. It gives us a 6-month warranty for $5,300. Their next quote was to silicone coating restoration, and it came with a 15-year warranty for $125,000. And then $227,000 to replace the 19,000 square feet. So all we can do is replace that TPO on top of that flat roof. There's no way we can afford to spend $122,000. We're waiting to hear about the dam. But if we don't stop it from leaking, it's just going to continue to create more damage. So if you want to look at those two while you're looking at the other ones, it's the same 2 companies that bid on all 3 locations.
The 19,000 is the same as solution as the 5,000 one or something?
Well, the 19,000, I'm sorry, it's not the same solution. The 19,000, I'll ask about the warranty. It's replacing the TPO. It says remove old TPO and dispose of, install new TPO with 6 booths. Removal of the existing ridge vent and ridge vent cap. Relocation of the 2 plumbing vents. Installation of the new ridge and vent cap, ridge cap shingle color. That was your approval of the proposal, and they gave you 3 options, your scope of work. The repair with a 6-month warranty, a silicone coating restoration, which is new TPO, 15-year warranty, and a total replace, 20-year warranty. Let me get with Roofs and Roofs and ask about their warranty on that one as well.
Yeah, so the first one here, the night from Roofs is more in depth than the 5,000.
Yes.
Scope of work.
Because that reflashing is just
Right.
postponed.
But Sierra just wants you to do that, or if they want to go beyond that, it's going to cost $927.
Yeah.
Well, if you look at that first one that you talked about, Tony, that could be just the tip of the iceberg.
For Roofs.
It says, if we find anything else, we'll have to discuss any additional charges.
They put that in that last one.
We just don't understand what that truly means, and if it will truly stop the leaking in the Omaha Center for that.
So they get a warranty from them.
Yeah, but that option 1 from Sierra won't stop that, it's just abandoned.
It's just a,
Yep.
yeah, it says not a permanent solution.
Can I ask another question?
It was a 6-month warranty.
Got another question?
Yes, sir, go ahead.
So somewhere in the discussion, I heard something like, something was still in the warranty.
You heard what?
Something was still in warranty?
It seems like I heard a 5-year warranty, and it's been 2 years, or something or other.
That was when we mopped the Omaha, we mopped some of it, and it had a 5-year warranty, but it's 3 years and it's starting to.
So CLK is no longer in business. That's the company that did the roofing and gave us the 5-year warranty.
They're gone.
Golf Course Pro Shop.
So the South Golf Course Pro Shop had the ridge cap blow off on it during the storm.
Mhm.
We originally wrote up the quote for to replace the ridge cap and fix whatever leak that came from it. Both companies went up there and came back with more than just the ridge cap needing to be done. Sierra Group gave you two options of different types of shingles, different colors of shingles. Let's see, those quotes were one shingle color, the basic gap shingle, which was a 10-year warranty, 10-year manufacturer warranty, was $15,000. The gap silver, also, it comes with a 20-year smart choice protection period and a 10-year algae coverage, 15-year wind warranty, and it was at $16,000. And Roofs came in with an architectural shingle at $22,000 and a metal at almost $25,000. So they were higher on this particular one when it came to the 22 and the shingles. They were at least a little closer in cost.
This is for the same job. So,
All these are
how much did we get in insurance on that?
Insurance at the South Golf Course on that roof was $8,712.
What do we have on the roof over there now?
Shingles.
All the way around?
The bronze, you said was 15-year,
10-year on the bronze and 15-year on the silver, and the silver also had that algae control.
algae control?
What it said.
Okay. And something about wind. Here's something about
What
wind.
color are the shingles we got on there now? They're brown.
Yeah, so we definitely don't want to go back with a silver shingle, but that type shingle may come in a different color.
Right.
Or we go with the metal, or we be done. for
Is silver
years.
supposed to be the color, or is that the plan? Like a silver plan, a bronze plan, a gold
I
plan?
couldn't answer that question for you, I'm just
Does it say
reading you
what
what
the
it
same
says.
symbol on it is?
Registered
Is it
silver pledge manufacturer warranty. That's where I'm reading that.
It sounds like a warranty.
There was a color sheet,
Yeah.
I didn't pay close attention to any of that until you decided you want to use.
Just reading this, I think it just sounds like a description of each level, like basic, medium, and
Yeah, so it's the
that, good, and best kind of thing.
It says basic gap, warranty, you can get this warranty with the previous gap products.
Yeah.
So it's probably a choice on there.
Manufacturer warranty.
Yeah.
Make sure you know what it looks like. It just-
3 years on the workmanship on the wall.
So the second one didn't give us an option for metal, did it? Just shingles? No, for the,
I'm sorry.
On South Course.
for the golf course.
I noticed on their bid sheet though, it does tell you the manufacturer warranty, and then it goes back and tells you the craftsmanship protection warranty. So 2 years on the 10-year shingles, 3 years on the 15-year shingle, and that gold came with 3 years with the additional gap for a coverage of 22 years. Now they'll just stay in business for 22 years.
It says with the golden limited, you'll gain access to a lifetime warranty, so they won't probably want more money for 50 years. But
They're
it
a
does
good company. I looked them up online. I've never heard of them, never worked with them. Once we went out to bid on the radio, then it went to several companies that are kind of like Angie's List, and then they get your information and then they send it it out to all their contractors, so it kind of goes down a chain. And then on the last day, they showed up with paperwork, they called and went to the locations prior and let us know that they were gonna be there. Maintenance even met them over there to make sure they could get up on the roofs. So we knew they were coming, but that's kind of how it worked.
So do y'all want to, Tony, do Ron, y'all want to look at these for a week?
Let me get a warranty info on all of them for roofs, roofs,
I
roofs.
think so. Because I think it's every
Stand
year.
it. We can stand it. That's why I asked about the.
Yeah, there's one.
Yeah, well, and it seems to me several years ago when we were starting roofing, we were thinking of going to all metal on all of them so they last longer than we will, last as long without having to mess with them.
Yeah. I like those.
So,
If we can wait a week to.
I make a motion, we have a meeting next Monday, the 25th, to review these contracts and accept our contracts that we're gonna go with. Gives us a week for review.
okay, I'll
Second.
second it.
It's a motion by Mr. Neal to have a special meeting next Monday at 4 o'clock here for the approval of the roofs, approval of the roof contracts. And seconded by Susan.
We'll have a commitment, so
Okay.
And
you'll
you
have to give you more, I think, early on, Tony.
All in favor?
And I think this is urgent. I really do believe that this is probably the right thing to do, to have that meeting next Monday, to give us an opportunity, because I have some gut feels for what I've read in this short time that would allow me to do a little more research.
Okay. So, and so, ayes have it, it's approved, have a meeting next Monday, 4 p.m. Here at the North Golf Course.
I hope that's acceptable, Tony, and I can give you some thoughts.
Okay. Before we go any further, ask Betsy too about this. Lately there was a golf fishing tournament on the weekend. Have you heard about any of the things that were going on? And I spoke to both sides, just kind of telling them everybody's got a right to be on a thing. Our only thing that we were thinking about, only one more holiday weekend coming up, is it possible to have lake safety out there later? What time do they go home now on the weekends?
7:30 and 8, just depending
These-
on how busy it is.
Right,
If
okay.
it's a holiday, they stay out a little bit longer.
Steve, we're saying they didn't see lake safety out that night, I don't know, but it would be nice to make sure that if there's a lot of people out there still late on the weekends, if they could kind of concentrate on watching, especially, and I
You want
didn't
lake
ask.
safety to work after dark?
No, I'm not talking about after dark. After, all
That
the,
message came to me
yeah,
after
the
9
problem,
o'clock at night.
yeah, the problem came with people still being out tubing and skiing and wakeboarding and fishermen going all over the place too at the same time. After that, after dark, that all calmed down. But I just want to make sure we've got lake safety out there, especially on this weekend. And I also asked them that if they ever have another fishing tournament like this,
We didn't have a tournament.
we didn't, they had one. They all had both, everybody was registered, everybody had stickers. But to let us know that there's something going on, if there's gonna be a lot of fishing boats out there, that we can have make sure we have lake safety around and make sure everybody is watching out for each other and doing the right things.
Who had a fishing tournament?
I believe it was Rocky.
Rockies from over at Horseshoe Bend sponsored it, put it on and everything, and he does have a sit back.
Yeah, they all had,
But we
they all
had
had, yes.
absolutely no information, no one.
I agree with what I'm saying, we did.
So we couldn't have told lake safety to be,
We-
look
I
out
know,
for
I
a
know.
tournament, we didn't know it existed.
No, my thing was, is I asked them next time they have something going on, there's gonna be a lot of boaters out there, to give us a heads up, so that we could have somebody out there to kind of start watching and making sure everybody's doing what they're supposed to be doing. So that's all we
I also think that
ask.
would be great to have have in our bylaws that if someone is gonna use our lake for tournaments, that we should absolutely be notified.
You guys have 24-hour notice or 48.
That's what I kind of told them, so we need, let us know so we can have some people out there to make sure that things like that aren't happening again, that's all.
Absolutely.
So, just want to make sure, and also they were saying, some people are saying some of the buoys are out of place again, we checked into that, or looked into that, if we can make sure the GPS. The only other thing I had was,
Before you go on.
yeah, about that.
Just, what did you just say in 2 sentences? You
Basically,
Reset.
the next, besides the buoys,
Reset buoys.
reset.
You want, I heard you, I think I heard you say that if somebody, if it's a non-suburban improvement district thing, tournament, that whoever is organizing it needs to call us so that we can get lake safety out there.
To make sure we have lake safety around the team.
So it's not something that,
No, they are all, I know they're all, boats are all registered, they all got their stickers, we can't stop them from coming on, but it becomes a lot of them all at once.
gotcha, okay.
And there's still people out there doing the boating activities, and somebody needs to make sure we're there,
Okay.
they're not all running all over each other. So that everybody enjoys the lake as they should. The only other thing I asked about is, I've heard of a possible leak at the pool. Is there a possible, so what are we doing about that?
As soon as the pool closes, we'll start trying to research and figure out what's going on.
Okay. Thank you. I don't have a statement, so we'll look at waste management, our old business. Waste management has an update of some type.
Vice Manager's here.
He's here? Okay.
I'll have it. Well, I would say read them and pass them down.
Y'all will probably have to look at that. So I only got you, one copy per track. There's a 5-acre track on there, there's a 18-acre track on there. And I believe we talked about last time, we was trying to come up with a price. Betsy came up with $5,000 an acre. We had it appraised by Goins. The 5-acre tract up front by the highway actually did appraise more than 5,000 an acre. But the part in the back, 18 acres, it appraised at $3,200 an acre. So I would just like y'all to look at that appraisal and see if we can get a number that we can both agree with.
Y'all want to add that on the special meeting next week?
Can we do that?
Yes.
What's the impact if we delay, sir?
You know, I mean, we both been dragging our feet both sides. I mean, we're good. You know, as long as we keep talking about it and moving forward, we're all right. I want you to be sure of what you're doing. I mean,
What own a piece of property over by you guys? And every now and then the aroma is tremendous.
If I'm wrong, you're not increasing the size of the landfill.
no, sir, there will be no garbage put on this, any of this land. There's a creek that runs through that. I mean, it
Pretty much regulates
you
it.
can't, yeah. It's just a buffer zone, just like we talked about in the past. If you look at the big map, which you will see it in the paperwork, it will actually be beside like a truck shop, so it'll allow more parking on our side of it. The trees will stay in there, it's just gonna be a buffer zone. It will have a fence around it.
Do you have a preference, sir, or the waste management people have a preference, a large one or a smaller lot?
We was wanting both, and we probably need to get this right on the record work, it's Waste Connections.
Oh, I said
Moving
Waste Management, I'm
forward.
sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
So is the 5 to the right of the driveway and the 18's to the left?
Yeah.
All right,
It's
so
on those maps.
5 is to the right of the driveway, whereas 18 is to the left.
I make a motion, we move this to our special meeting
motion by David Neal to move this to the meeting next Monday, seconded by Susan Jett, all in favor? Aye. Motion passes, that will also be included.
Do we need this young man in here at that time as well? Or his
But
team?
we need him to come at that, on that meeting.
That'll be up to y'all.
Would you all like to have him come back? Or do we just need to?
If we vote on it, probably use the meeting.
Okay.
That's what I was headed, is if we decide to vote, we would like to know then, so.
Okay. So we'll be having a meeting next Monday, or please come.
Same place.
Yeah, Sunday at 4 o'clock.
4 o'clock. Thank y'all.
Thank you.
All right. Irrigation letter update, got the letter from the attorney. I imagine that is going out, is that correct?
Yep, just want everybody to see a copy of it, and that goes blessing before it goes out. We almost wasted the whole season with talking about it. We're almost past the point of even putting the water to it.
So, do we have to make a motion to have it sent out, or is it already been sent out?
No, this is the copy of the letter.
Yeah, it's been
It's
sent
not
out.
been filled in at the top. This is the cease and desist letter that
Right.
y'all requested. Here's the copy of it. It's not been sent until y'all approved it.
So there has to be a motion for approval on it.
I'll make a motion that we send this letter.
I second.
There's been a motion by Susan Jett to approve the letter. There's been a seconded by Susan Jett. All in favor?
Aye.
All against? No. One abstain, it's 2-1, and it passes. Next up, quick deed approval.
This is going to be a hot topic, as we spoke about this a little bit at the last meeting with the Ponte and Coughlin quit claims. Those were the two companies that had purchased from Commissioner of State Lands and then filed a lawsuit because I refused to give them the quit claim deeds, and the attorneys drew up those quit claim deeds, and y'all gave us permission to sign those last month. Now I've been contacted by another title company, and what they explained to me was that if we did not quit claim it, if they basically put it in the newspaper for 4 weeks, it goes for quiet title and they move on. They're just trying to give a clean title to the person who is purchasing the lot. And the history of the lot is like many of them, has sat with the Commissioner of State Lands for several years, and now it's been sold. And so they want to build a house on their lot, and they have to have a clean title to be able to have a mortgage on it. And these come to us frequently. I've spoken to the assessor's office in Fulton County frequently about how the Commissioner of State Lands is giving out limited warranty deeds to all of these parcels that they're purchasing. And this is going to continue to come up.
So what do they want us to do about this?
They want us to sign a quit claim deed for Sid's interest in this lot over to the new owner so that they can complete their title search and build their home.
What have our lawyers said about this?
Our lawyer suggested in the last month's meeting that you give permission to sign the quit claim deeds on the Ponte and Coughlins, who had actually filed a lawsuit. In this particular case, Mr. King from the title company says that if we don't provide them with the quit claim deed, then they will go through the 4 weeks of posting in the paper to get the quiet title on it. It's just inevitable that that's what's going to happen, and it's either going to be the easy way or the hard way.
So our lawyers are,
I haven't sent this one to the lawyer. The lawyers gave us the advice on the two that we did last month.
this is a different one.
This is a different
Okay.
one. This is from Homestead Title. I put
Okay.
the parcel number on there for you.
Well, we already have a history, so it does make sense to move forward with it, Betsy. A quick claim, if you read the actual verification of what a quick claim is, it's not anything except releasing that we have nothing to do with the property. Other than if this property is in Cherokee Village, and they'll end up paying taxes, and they'll end up paying SID fees.
Correct.
And they might like to have a place to lay their head to sleep.
So do we need a motion or something?
And I'm gonna make a motion to go ahead and move forward with this quick thing. And I haven't been drinking or nothing.
I second.
There's a motion by Ron Page to approve the quit claim deed by homestead title on this particular parcel, seconded by David Nebel. All in favor?
Can we have some
Oh,
conversation?
never mind, stop. Let's have a discussion first. I'm sorry. You're right.
Moving forward, how many more parcels, are we gonna, should we make some kind of a motion that each parcel that's purchased, we need to review just in case it's sitting on something that we don't know about right now? Or do we need to make a broad sweeping motion to do quick claims for anybody that asks?
Well, I think the motion is just about this one right here. That would have to be something we would have to do separate.
So-
And it might be something that you want to talk about, putting in the bylaws.
Because earlier,
Yeah.
in your commission, y'all chose not to do rent claims anymore when we stopped selling the lots. So I haven't done any unless I bring them to you for commissioner's approval. And that's how this one is done.
That would have to be something we probably could discuss with the bylaws on.
Yeah, and maybe individual cases looked at.
Yeah. So, there was, like I said, there was a motion, there was a second. Call to vote, all in favor?
We only have about 17,000 of those.
Well, there you go.
So, I'm looking at all of them.
We're here for years.
Counties, and I've got
Motion.
20 to age.
Okay. Motion passes. Bylaws update from attorney, but we got, you said the letter, they don't have them drawn up quite yet, they will get it to us as soon as possible, right?
Correct. I have a letter though from, the person, Lucinda McDaniels wasn't able to make it today. She
Right.
sent me this at the end of the day and asked me to read this concerning bylaws.
Okay.
Is that okay? Says, my name is Lucinda McDaniel and I chair the Lake Committee. I come before you today because the Lakes Committee worked very hard to address rules and regulations enacted by the Cid to protect the persons and properties of landowners in Cherokee Village. I understand the commissioners are preparing bylaws which will incorporate the existing rules and regulations, and on behalf of the Lake Committee, I respectfully request that the existing rules and regulations governing the lakes be adopted and transferred into the new bylaws. The mission of the Lakes Committee charged us with reviewing rules and regulations, controlling the lakes, and making recommendations on those rules and regulations. My time as chair, the committee addressed specifically water sports, fishing, and pumping from the lakes. You as commissioners gracefully reviewed the committee's recommendations and put in force rules and regulations to address the concerns of the property owners as expressed by the Lake Committee. The committee's request that you now transfer those rules and regulations as they currently exist and ensure the enforcement of those rules and regulations to continue the protections of persons and property. On a personal note, I would like to thank each of you for your service as a Cid commissioner. I am aware that you often receive criticism. Please know that many of us appreciate your hard work to protect our persons and our property and to ensure that those interests will continue for our benefit and for the benefits of those who come in the future. Thank you for making hard decisions and for enforcing those decisions once made. Please send them in.
Okay, thank you.
And those bylaws were sent to the attorneys to incorporate into this outline that we didn't receive today.
Okay. Any new business? Anybody have new business?
One of the things that y'all talked about at the last meeting was taking some of the bylaws and kind of splitting them up and going through them.
Yeah.
So I kind of went back through some of the old stuff and printed it off. If y'all want to take some of that stuff, the lakes is on there, and I know Joe showed some interest in that. This is a safety policy, but it has the graph that Ron was speaking of at the last meeting. So I didn't know if that was something he would be interested in reading through and looking at this and coming up with suggestions. The membership card, I made copies of of that. There's several pages of the old policy and the new policy, so if you're going to take those things and bring some recommendations, I have copies of them if you want to take them today.
I'll take Joe's, I'll run by his place tomorrow.
It's right up here on this page.
Okay, I'll take Joe's.
What I would like to say to Betsy is this information that you dug up with the help of your team has been instrumental in enhancing my knowledge in some of the history that I thought I knew cold. So that's been a really outstanding piece. And some of the names, if you could read them when they signed, I would be absolutely astounded.
Yeah.
Okay, commissioners' comments? Anybody have some comments at all?
I do. I have something I'd like to read, please.
Go ahead, Susan.
My microphone is red. Is yours green?
I got it.
It's green. This is from a Facebook page, and I've cut and pasted it, and I've added some comments, and so I'll slow down when I put the rebuttal in here. This is from the Watchdog page administrator, Mr. Dave Kruger, dated August 12th. I submitted a FOIA request with Cvsid last week because apparently there have been 300 plus lots purchased at the end of December 2024 and another 200 or so at the first of this year from the Commissioner of State Lands. I have requested copies of all letters, notices, invoices sent out from past due Cvsid tax assessment on land purchase from the State Lands Commission. After going through everything that was provided and confirming, asking if there were not any more that may have been missed, per a reply, I have everything. It seems that these 500 lots did not receive a notice or bill like what appears to be all other individuals who purchased through COSL and of the documents I received. If I were to assign $300 to those lots not included for back Cvsid taxes, that would be 3 years' worth minimum, then Cvsid has lost $150,000 of revenue. Part of the statement I want to make here says, and it's on all the letters that we correspond with the tax offices. If you purchase property from January 1st through November 15th, it will be processed on next year's tax bill.
It's December 15th, I'm sorry.
December 15th, sorry, I missed, okay. And if you purchase between December 15th and March, there's another time period where it doesn't happen until the next year because of the way it happens, and that's where we all pay our taxes. Due to the timing of the purchases, Act 359 of the 2021 requires all assessments to be presented to the assessor's office by December 15th to be on the following February tax bill. County taxes are all paid 1 year in arrears, which is shown in how to update the system all year. So y'all just take that, think about the tax bill that you get, and scratch your head about thinking about how it's last year's information. Go on, Mr. Gruber's typing says, I have seen up to 4 years being collected in these documents provided along with penalties and interest. This FOIA was for information only concerning Fulton County, where the 500 or so lots by one individual were purchased in the time frame mentioned above. And the time frame was, because it's not, doesn't have a start and end date on it. This now leads me to wonder how many in Sharp County are receiving special treatment and how the money has lost. For clarity of my findings, the following FOIA request. Number 1, the total number and parcel numbers of and for the years of 2022, 23, and 24, and to date in 2225. Any notices of Cvsid taxes due and owed were sent out. We don't send out. We only send out delinquent notices on redemption deeds. Otherwise, late notices are sent from the county. The Suburban Improvement District doesn't send out delinquent notices. It doesn't. Invoices for past Cvsid tax, we don't send out tax bills. We don't send out them. Any tax adjustments sent to the county collector to collect on any Cvsid tax owed. The amount collected from the above parcels for the years 2022, 2023, and 2024, and 2025. These numbers are all shown on our financials that are posted online, and we provided a spreadsheet to Mr. Gruber that has every single person on it. That's it. Every notice and every person who paid and the amount that they had. The number and list of Gruber is asking some more. The number and list of parcels that were and remain unresponsive to any invoice or tax adjustments or attempt to collect. We don't track that information. The Suburban Improvement District does not track the information. Notices are sent from the county. The Suburban Improvement District is not trying to hide anything from anybody. Mr. Gruber goes on. He wants parcel numbers of any lots where owed Cvsid tax was due but was reduced or forgiven and a quit claim deed was issued. No Cvsid fees have been forgiven, and any quit claim deeds approved and signed by the commissioners when the Cvsid lot sold included that $300 amount that he mentions. The two just approved, the Ponte and Coughlin, are the only two quit claims we've done. Only two, because as a result of the lawsuit back in 2021, that's it. It was it. We're not making this up as we go along. Okay. I have also sent a FOIA in for a copy of the district map to use as another means of the verification that those 500 plus lots should have paid and I have not received it as of yet. There is no district map. There is probably still hanging at the American Land Company a ginormous map on the wall where they put each parcel on it, and they're in neighborhoods, and when you sold something, or he had it color coded, but as a result of the lawsuit, we don't have to mess with that anymore. We just don't do it. There's no map. It doesn't exist anymore. There are lists of parcels. There are lists of parcels that you can go look up. And some of those lists, I don't even think about all of them. All of them have the neighborhood included in the description. Just like this stuff he just handed us from the American Land Company that he thinks is doing something nefarious.
The actual county has the district map, but it is listed by boundaries and that information. It's not a physical map.
Okay.
So I can't provide something I don't have.
Okay. Let's see.
Jump in here for a second. I think we've tried to do just what you asked me multiple times, and it is almost an absolutely incredible task to build a single map with every single parcel on it. So we look at it at times by different areas. And that's how I found my parcel on my home and the ones that I have in Fulton. But I had to go to the assessor and then take a look at the county clerk. And I thought I was going to have to end up going to the judge to get the information that I was requesting.
So can I respond to that?
Let's see the finish it first, real quick.
Since 2023, this is Mr. Gruber speaking, since 2023, Cvsid has sent out letters to those who purchased from COSL demanding back Cvsid tax assessment with a blurb stating law does not allow them to remove back assessment and that sentence doesn't make any sense. We only send letters for redemption deeds. We only send letters for redemption deeds. We're not excusing anybody anything. We're not the county tax assessor. We don't keep track of that. You see that it comes from closing companies.
So explain what the redemption deed is.
Explain what the redemption deed is.
Some of y'all may have noticed that I try to do a little question and answer that I put on the table. So
Would you like me to answer what a redemption deed is?
Yes, there you go.
I'm so glad you remembered. A redemption deed, I gotta find
pretty funny, isn't it?
Right at the top. We collect
Hilarious.
deeds monthly from Sharp and Fulton County Courthouse. Quick claim, limited warranty deeds, and redemption deeds apply to our office. Limited warranty deeds we are seeing usually from purchases from the COSL. They might be from auctions or post-auction sales. Here's here's what he's asking. The redemption deeds are current owners who are redeeming their property from the state for back taxes. Cid will send a delinquent notice to those owners to collect delinquent assessments. Warranty deeds are normally being bought and sold between two individuals or corporations, and taxes, including assessments, are made current during the sale.
So the point of that question is that the notices that are being sent out are for redemption deeds. If you personally become delinquent and your property is certified with the Commissioner of State Land, before it goes to auction, you have an opportunity to redeem your lot. When you redeem your lot with the Commissioner of State Lands, you pay the back taxes. They don't certify the Cid assessments. We get a copy of that redemption deed, and we send out a standard form letter, which Mr. Gruger is referring to collect those delinquent assessments. Many times, those are people who live out of state. Family members have passed away, other people are coming in and trying to figure out how to pay all the bills, and that's how that happens. So when they do redeem them, they were the owner who became delinquent, and they are the ones we are asking for the back Cid assessments. If you purchase from the Commissioner of State Land, you are not responsible for the delinquent assessments of the previous owner.
Ding, 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 ding. Okay, I shouldn't.
Is there anything else?
No, I have a little bit more. Well,
Good.
okay, thank you so much. Now, this is Mr. Gruber talking again. In my questions about the two quick claim deeds recently issued, I found in one deed it was for 21 lots and the other was for 3 lots, and I'm still trying to find out if any back owed Cid tax was paid.
I'm lost.
I think we got it. I think we got it. So, these two quick claim deeds are for the two that we signed at Ponte and Coffee. And that's it. And the new owners, that's it. It's not it. I'm almost done. Are the commissioners aware of this information? And yes, we are aware because it's been in the meeting. Additionally, I said, why would we be aware of every single quick claim deed, and there have only been 2, and we used to worry about it a lot in the beginning, and we don't anymore.
We're aware of
The
the,
new owner, huh?
you're saying we're aware of the 2 that we just did.
Yeah, we did. I think it was in June and July that we did them. I can go back and look at it.
Last month.
Last month, okay. Now, the new owner
Okay, guys,
doesn't,
listen up.
Please, let's keep it down. Go ahead, Susan.
the new owner doesn't pay previous owner assessments per our legal department. So if I buy, it just doesn't matter. Who is issuing the letters of back Cid tax owed, the commissioners or the GM? And if it's the GM, are the commissioner kept apprised of these? I don't. These are the day-to-day operations that have been in place for redemption deeds. And then this is the way it's been. We made this decision. That's,
One step kind of missing in your statement there, Susan, is that when a property is purchased from the Commissioner of State Lands, and it could have been sitting out there for 3 or 4 years, it could have been out there for 20 years. But when it is purchased, part of what we do with these deeds is we go to the state website and we see if those assessments have been turned on. If they have not, then we send an email every month to Sharp and Fulton County, which Mr. Gruger has been provided with, that says, here's the ones that need to be turned on, and if a property owner comes in and pays their assessments off, they're also on that list to be told to turn off, so they'll no longer be assessed. In this particular case, in December of 24, our tax bills went out 2 months later. So anyone who purchased in December of 24 did not get a tax bill in February because of the Act 359 of 2021 from our county county assessor's office, she will not take any adjustments after December 15th. That's the law, it's in writing, look it up.
Okay.
I'm almost done, really,
well, there's more.
I'm just, this is, I'm done, I'm almost done, I need to just go. Does the new owner have to pay those taxes when buying from the COSL? If the lot's purchased through the state, then the assessments have been removed from them at auction. When it sells to a new owner, we email them monthly to turn it back on. Betsy just said that, all right. And then Mr. Kruger says, take the prime land and sell it for back taxes owed. Yes, sell them, have a public land auction. I'd love to see what makes him say that offer. I just would. Now, what I want to say here, and this is me, and y'all know that I can be sort of, my filter doesn't work all the time. The frenzy of social media is killing us.
Here we go. Social
Y'all
media,
can pick
bad.
on us individually, you can pick on us collectively, you can say things to us through emails, through Facebook, through all of the other platforms that you use out there, but the half-truths and partial truths are stabbing us in the heart. So I want y'all to go out there and when we get this uploaded, tell people to listen to it. The Suburban Improvement District is not excusing anybody from anything. If nothing else, this board and our general manager, during the lawsuit that's causing all this stuff to happen, we are being held accountable for every breath we take. So, if y'all are gonna pass along disinformation, make sure you put a claim out there that, I heard this on Facebook, so I know it's absolutely true. Thank you, Tony, for letting me read all that.
Okay.
I want to give positive.
Mr. Ron, go ahead.
Because I understand your feelings, because I've been through this with homestead title. The previous owner of homestead title spent days with me looking at all of that same information until I was leery-eyed. So if you want to know it, go see the current owner of homestead title. He can absolutely provide the kind of information that I needed to see that we were doing things correctly.
And I meant to bring it when we bought 34 Chinook, all those closing papers. I mean, it outlines in there specifically what you pay, what you have to pay to catch it up, what you have to pay. There's got to be a synonym for ambiguity, but there is no place for any waffling when you go to a person. No place.
Well,
Take a check.
and think about this too, for everyone that's purchased a home, when you purchase or buy a home from an individual or another party, part of your closing documents is making sure that all your taxes are current. So when an individual is selling a lot, like homestead title, they reach out to us and get a statement from us of what that particular owner is delinquent, and when that property closes, we receive a check from that closing. So,
Okay. Do we have any other commissioner comments?
No, sir.
David, you got
I
it.
said more than you do.
I don't have anything. So we'll go to property owners' opportunity to speak.
So I'm back. I gave you guys a copy of what I was trying to read in the record.
Okay.
I appreciate it if you put that, everything I gave you in the meeting minutes. Let me address the Cvsid assessment. It is a tax, that's what the law calls it.
I read it.
Under under threat of foreclosure. The Cvsid tax is collected on the year of, so we're collecting your 2024 tax was paid last year. You're gonna be paying your 2025 tax. At Florida tax, county tax, like she said, is a year behind. Cvsid tax is the year. So.
Let him speak, please. Let him speak.
At any rate, and as far as the laws I quoted and highlighted in there, they are of 2024, so those are the current ones. I could not find a 300 series that affected Cvsid. As far as the back Cvsid tax owes, those don't go away. They're not on the person that owned the property. The assessment is on your property, not you.
No,
They don't
that's,
understand it.
that's not
So,
right.
so
Let him speak.
that assessment follows that piece of property. Now, whether you pay the back tax or not, there's a cloud above your title if you did. So those back taxes are actually due when you purchase the lot. The state land commissioner issues a limited warranty deed. That's because Sid has an interest. It could have been sitting down there in some of these cases. These are what they sent letters out to, but not one to ALC. And all these lots, some of these lots have been there for 6 years. The current assessment we're on, per the lawsuit, goes back to 2019. So, you better check it again. You should be, this current assessment is on 2019, 2020, 2021, 22, 23, 24, and this year. So, what I'm saying is they're not doing it right. And we're getting cheated out of money because one person either has his tax reduced from $3,400, for the example I gave him, down to $21.80. That's what he's paying Sid tax. And in some cases, zero. It went from an assessment to nothing. And it's all ALC. Why can't we do it? And I'd like to ask the commission to do that to mine right now. And every person that's in here, remove that assessment. Never happened. Just like Peter said, never happened unless your name is ALC or Jonathan Road.
You know,
Stop,
you
stop,
don't have
stop.
to
Hey,
say
hey,
it.
hey, order. We will have order. We will not argue about
But
it.
I'll answer any question you have.
I'm ready.
And I stand by what I was.
We will present ourselves in a professional manner, please. Thank you. He has his opinion. We don't have to agree with it, but he has his had his say. 3 minutes up. Thank you, Mr. Brewer.
Thank you. Please,
You've made your statement, Susan, as to what you believe is correct in this situation. And that's his there's nothing else that needs to be said about this. We're just gonna run this into the ground. We don't, there is people here that do not believe that Dave is correct, or people here that think he's correct. And we're gonna leave it at that. And we're gonna move on. Get anybody else's, please, would you step up to the mic, please, if you could?
Good evening.
Your name, please.
Brent Hunstad. I just had a quick question about the rules and regulations, going back to that conversation
Yes.
about them being incorporated in the bylaws. Will it or will it not make it easier or more difficult to make minor modifications or wholesale changes to the rules without doing the bylaws amendment, which can be kind of cumbersome? Will it make it more or not challenging?
You mean to change?
To change the rules and regulations once it's incorporated, it
Once
becomes
we-
part of bylaws.
Well, right now, it's the same process what we do now. If we want to change a bylaw, in our bylaws, we can put in the process of changing or amending a bylaw. And that can be done, like, I think right now it's 2 readings and then the vote for it or something like that. What we
So
have.
it's a pretty simple process.
Yes, we can make it whatever process that we feel that our lawyers feel that is legal to do so.
Satisfied, thank you.
Would you tell me your last name again, sir?
Hunstad, Hunstad.
Thank you.
One, we have somebody else?
Homestead? Homestead, okay. Thank you, sir.
Janet Halpern is the one that, I don't know how many have been here since the lawsuit, and the old Sid, but these guys are 100% better at trying. Thank you guys.
Are there anybody, other property owners that would like to speak? Go ahead.
Greg Floyd, can't stop the drive. When you guys do the bylaws, the new docs and stuff, you said you're gonna make additions and stuff like that. Does that, or will that include the turtle pads?
Include
Turtle pads.
turtle pads?
There's some of them that are 40, 50, 60 feet. There's one that's almost 80 feet out from the shore.
A thing for turtles?
For
Is that what you're saying?
Turtle pads out that far? I hope I don't need it.
Are you talking about like the float?
Is it on Thunderbird?
Boxes?
It's on Omaha? Oh, It definitely should be within a week.
Thank you, Craig.
Flying by and hitting totally.
Not a box, it's a condo.
Yes, my brother-in-law, I'm gonna go there. Okay, any other comments from the property owners? Any other comments? Okay, with that, does anybody have a motion for executive session? I don't have one.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn by Mr. David Eagle. Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
By both of them.
Okay, then Ron.
By Ron Page. All in favor?
Aye.